Hey guys, how's it going? Simple Clutch here, doing episode 2 of my top 5 underrated matches of 2012. And this one really could be up a lot higher on the list due to how much it was underrated. Now, granted, it was not as good of a match as some of the other matches on my list, but at the same time, I personally thought it was a great match. And everyone says that, oh, Sheamus and Del Rio had terrible matches. Now, the one at Money in the Bank was pretty god awful. The one at SummerSlam, it was okay. The screwy ending kind of ruined it, but I think their match at Night of Champions was actually something to write home about. I thought they put on a good show. Del Rio, I think, had the cross arm breaker on Sheamus twice in a row, or not in a row, but 2 times during the match, and I mean, whenever you see a top babyface in the cross arm breaker, you don't think he's gonna tap out, but like when I saw how Del Rio, like maybe when he has it on the first time, he's never gonna tap. When he got it the second time and he kept holding it, I thought, you know what, maybe they'll actually, he'll actually tap because he did beat Randy Orton with the cross arm breaker to become the #1 contender. So I figured, you know what, and then the way he had it, just like the way the match was feeling, I thought he might tap. So it was pretty entertaining how he kept countering the bro kick, like because the whole storyline was the bro kick's banned, and then of course they unbanned it right before the matchup. But that I wasn't, they had such a long time with this feud, and by most means it was a failure, and most people were bored of it, but I thought it was a decent feud. I mean, everyone says the worst feud of all time. It wasn't, it was not a good feud, but I think it's better than most people say, and especially this last match. I thought it was actually an awesome match to watch. Just, he did finally get beat by the bro kick, Alberto, and that's one thing for me that, like, why have the guy lose 3 pay-per-views in a row to Sheamus? I mean, there's no point in doing that. And then Sheamus lost the next title defense to Big Show, so, I mean, Sheamus, that didn't really help him much, and it didn't really help, anyone else that much. It hurt Del Rio. It didn't do Sheamus much. It wasn't too much. Maybe if they had 1 or 2 matches, that would have been better. A 2-month feud, and then they could have had someone like Daniel Bryan challenge him again, or somebody else. But at the same time, back onto this match, it was a well planned out match. The bro kick always pins Del Rio, but not Big Show for some reason. But it always seems to get Del Rio, and Del Rio just kept countering it. And for me, that made it entertaining. And they had some really awesome counters, like he went for white noise, and I think he countered into the cross arm breaker. And he did that sweet Enziguri kick to Sheamus, which I think is actually an amazing move, and should maybe be one of Del Rio's finishers in the future. Although the cross arm breaker is my favorite move in the WWE. I think it's awesome, just the way he spins through it. And yeah, he kept kicking his arm viciously and made it look like his arm was actually like really sore, and made you actually think there's a chance he would tap out. Of course, that didn't happen, and he followed the same true strategy at Hell in a Cell with Randy Orton, and the same thing happened. But now that he's face, I think it might be different, because heels actually tap out, faces not so much, so I think it'll make the cross arm breaker a lot better. But Sheamus' bro kick puts away a lot of people, although I think it's a pretty stupid move, to be honest. I think that his high cross one kind of sucks. I think that his white noise should be one of his finishers, because he used to use it for a bit, and now it's more of a signature. As you'll see in this gameplay here, it's a signature move. But I think he should use the white noise. It looks a lot more brutal than his other ones. The backbreaker one, that one's alright. That's a signature. And then the white noise should be a finisher. Maybe the bro kick could be a signature, setting up his high cross or whatever. But I hate how he ends the matches with the bro kick, to be honest. I really don't like the move. Probably because he's put away so many awesome people with it. But see, here is the white noise as a signature, as you can see on the screen. But I think it was a really, the whole bro kick, not being banned, added to the match with him always going for the bro kick. He tried to repeat the whole WrestleMania thing with Daniel Bryan, and for me, just it was a good match. They Del Rio really went after the arm, and there's a couple spots he had the cross arm breaker locked on for a long time. You actually thought he would lose, and it's just underrated. People say, oh, terrible in-ring chemistry between Del Rio and Sheamus. You can't say it was terrible. They had some. Okay, Money in the Bank was terrible. I'll give you that one. But SummerSlam Night of Champions were not bad, especially Night of Champions. So that's why it ranks in at number 4 on my number 4 on my underrated list for 2012. I'm going to go into a few things about 2013. I might do an overrated. But for now, we're just going to go with the underrated because I found there's a lot of matches that deserve to be higher on that list. But you know, especially towards match of the year, and you'll find out as I get farther into my list that some of them are a little bit questionable. But I mean, if any of them, I think this one's a little questionable because most people knew Sheamus would win just like this with the Brogue Kick, which is ridiculous. But they had a great match at Night of Champions, taking nothing away from him. He's number 4 on my underrated list. I thought it was a great match. People don't think so. I'm just here to let you know that, in my opinion at least, it was a good match, good showing, and a good effort from both of them. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and most of all, subscribe. Episode 3 is coming soon, and I'll give you a hint. It was a perfect storm.